warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good afternoon for participants of the webinar. The chairwoman of BMKG, National Meteorology Climatology Agency, and also distinguished speakers, participants, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank for the invitation from BMKG to participate in the International Conference of Tropical Meteorology and Atmospheric Science. In this occasion, let me share with you our research direction, especially in the area of atmospheric science. So if we move to the next page, the importance of research in general, previous page, please. Yeah. The importance of research in general now becomes much more important than ever, since we are not now just in pandemic, but of course, Indonesia in general would like to elevate our economy from middle-income economy to high-income economy, or to get out of middle-income trap. And in order to get out of middle-income trap, we need to shift our economic paradigm from resource-driven economy to innovation-driven economy. And as you know very well, the good innovation has to be derived from strong research and development, including research in atmospheric science. And in order to promote the innovation itself, and in order to support the ecosystem for research and innovation, the government of Indonesia always keeps promoting the triple helix approach, in which government, academia, and industry working together hand in hand in order to solve the problem and to introduce the innovation. Now, for private sector, for example, we already have the special fiscal incentive, tax incentive, in terms of 300% tax deduction for any private sector or state-owned enterprise that will invest in the R&D. And of course, we keep promoting the interaction and collaboration synergy between academia and industry. We always believe strong collaboration between academia and industry will be the key for successful innovation. However, we know that we have the limitation to promote innovation. That's why we have to have the focus. And the way we are focusing our innovation, research and innovation activities is by defining the national research priority. And in the national research priority, there are a lot of areas, one of them related to disaster mitigation. And in the area of disaster mitigation, there is a component of atmospheric science. If we move to the next page, the way we promote higher quality of research in atmospheric science, of course, similar with the way we promote the research in other areas in general. And we understand Indonesia, of course, is not in the forefront when we are talking about high level of research activity, high level research and innovation activity. That's why international collaboration, international cooperation always being our priority in order to improve our research capacity and capability. One of the type of collaboration is through G2G agreement or G2G cooperation, government to government, in terms of bilateral, for example, with UK, with Netherlands, with France, and also in terms of multilateral. And of course, Indonesia is member of ASEAN, in which we have the ASEAN collaboration for research activities, aside from other multilateral organizations, including in Asia and in other parts of the world. So the type of this collaboration, of course, has to be fully supported by the government. But government is not the real researcher itself. That's why we always promote direct collaboration between research agencies, universities in Indonesia with their counterpart overseas. And when we are talking about international collaboration in general, of course, we are aiming for output with the high quality. What kind of output? We are looking for the output like the prototype, model or design, intellectual property right, of course, scientific publication, Q1, and then policy brief, as well as monumental artwork. But of course, any international collaboration has to be based by agreement, formal agreement, MOU, technical agreement, agreement on intellectual property right, agreement on material transfer, and of course, at the end of the day, there has to be in-cash or in-kind contribution, as well as fair and equitable benefit sharing. And in order to promote the direct collaboration between universities or research agencies in Indonesia with their counterpart abroad, in the process now, we are in the stages in finalizing, for example, the direct research collaboration between some reputable global universities like MIT with a consortium of universities in Indonesia led by Bandung Institute of Technology, with UK under the brand or under the umbrella of UKSIS, one of them including Oxford University, aside from Coventry, Nottingham, as well as Warwick University. And also with Melbourne University in Australia, with consortium of universities in Indonesia, led by University of Indonesia. And of course, there will be more later coming for this kind of collaboration. And Government of Indonesia, through our ministry, give the support for this kind of direct collaboration. And of course, we hope that in their collaboration, because they will cover so many areas of research, then atmospheric science hopefully could be the one that will be involved in this research collaboration. In Indonesia, atmospheric research has been conducted by several agencies or parties. Of course, universities will be involved for education and research, while some NGO will be involved related to environmental and disaster issues, as well as, of course, my colleague, Ministry Planning, National Development, about the support for the research in atmospheric science. And then some agencies, government agencies like BPPT, doing assessment and implementation of technology, including weather modification. And then Indonesian Institute of Science, or LIPI, doing research on paleoclimate, as well as Indonesian Nuclear Agency, or BATAN, doing monitoring of suspended particulate matter. And then our ministry, of course, has to conduct the research policy in general, doing coordination for promoting research and innovation. And of course, the host of the event, the BMKG, doing operational and research agency for meteorology, climatology, and of course, air quality. And the research institution under our coordination, Indonesian Aerospace Agency, doing administration, research, and development in the field of space and aeronautics, including remote sensing and atmospheric research. So there are several parties, several institutions involved in atmospheric research in Indonesia. And of course, we hope that between them, or each one of them, doing collaboration, and then of course, they need to provide, of course, the best output possible for improving the atmospheric research in Indonesia. Let me share with you some current activities related to atmospheric research and application. In the disaster sensing remote system, LAPAN, for example, developed SADEWA, which is Satellite Disaster Early Warning System, that provides near real-time information on atmospheric condition, especially cloud coverage throughout Indonesia using satellites. So for Indonesia, this model or this system is quite useful for preparing against the potential of flood disaster. In several areas of Indonesia, because of high rain intensity, they are prone to the flood disaster. And Sadewa could help in at least preparing the population, preparing the area against the potential flood disaster. And then there is another one called Kamajaya, provides information on seasonal prediction, so related to agriculture, of course, to avoid potential drought disasters. And then Jatayu basically provides observation and prediction information on atmospheric dynamics in three dimensions to the position and route of aircraft. So it's helpful for air transportation. And then Srikandi provides satellite-based real-time observation information on atmospheric chemical composition, air pollution, and air quality. So it is very relevant to observe environmental condition. And then Sri Rama provides information on long-term climate change projection. So this is more on long-term issue rather than short-term issue. Aside from that, we also have atmospheric research related to smart water management system. Of course, to understand the sustainability and resilience of the system under condition of change that are expected in the future. And of course, this kind of atmospheric science will be potential to contribute to the water management. Aside from that, of course, we have to have spatial observation on climate change. At the end of the day, this is our focus, how to prevent, how to protect our Earth against this climate change. And of course, SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, trying to provide the area to deal with climate change. And of course, research in atmospheric science is part of that. For Indonesian specific purpose, of course, hydrometeorological disaster management will be the key. As you know, as I mentioned earlier, hydrometeorological disaster is one of the potential disasters that could happen in many areas in Indonesia. And not only about the flood, but also about the drought, And then, of course, related also to atmospheric environment and health, because there is a potential of forest fire that happens in Sumatra, in Kalimantan, then recurring every year. And of course, we have to observe the hotspot, and we have to do atmospheric science to make sure that we can predict and we can prevent the forest fire at the big scale that could affect even our neighboring countries. So these are the current research going on related to atmospheric research and application. And then there are also ongoing international cooperation in the field of atmospheric research. Some of our partners, for example, with Research Institute for Sustainable Humanosphere in Kyoto University, Japan, and then also with University of East Anglia, Leeds University, and University of Reading, all of them in UK, on the Terra Maris, Maritime Continent as driver of global climate, as well as with JAXA on synthesis of dynamics and chemistry to understand atmospheric process in tropical tropopause layer, as well as, of course, collaboration between our aerospace agency, LAPAN, with NASA on the launch on ozone sonde from Indonesian side for the first time in 8 years. So they have done that. And of course, it will be useful and contributing to the advancement of atmospheric research. So in general, this is our research direction related to atmospheric science. And I hope this conference not only can give broader aspects and latest findings, latest research on atmospheric science, but also we can find the best way to deal with climate change and of course the best way to prevent the potential disaster, especially hydrometeorological disaster that always occurs in Indonesia, almost every year, sometimes from month to month. So we have to be careful, but in order to prevent ourselves, we need to improve our ability in doing the atmospheric research itself. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.